So I think there's a mentality amongst a lot of young film directors that filmmaking is an exercise in bringing my creative vision from my brain out into the real world. And all of the people working on this film to bring it into reality are beneath me. They are my servants, doing my whims to provide towards the great cause of my superior vision. I don't know why I'm committing to this supervillain bit quite so hard. Basically, a lot of people see filmmaking as one brilliant genius director person at the top and a bunch of people who are just there to do their jobs underneath. This is not a sensible way to go about collaborating with a team of people. Don't be so stupid. Because I went to university to study film, I feel like this was the culture for a lot of people who were making films there.
I don't think it's common for people to actually believe this in that kind of super villainy way that I was talking about before. It's a bit more like they just thought that there was like a natural hierarchy that would kind of reveal itself with the best directors at the top and everyone else underneath them.
And part of what they were doing with their time at university was separating people into like the people who were not useful, the people who were useful for doing jobs, and the creative visionaries who could run everything. And I'm gonna be honest, I definitely got sucked into this mentality, at least a little bit.
And when I say like I internalized that, I think I mean like, yeah, that hierarchy exists. And for some reason I deserve to be at the top as well. Now, why do I think that I deserve to be at the top? I guess I just kind of thought I might have this good director innate quality.
If you hold this mentality and you're trying to direct, it will be bad for you and everyone around you for one of two reasons. Number one, you will be an asshole who thinks they're better than everyone around them. That is bad. Don't be an asshole. I think this is what I experienced the most from other people at university, was these kind of asshole movie director types.
Something worth saying is that a lot of these people that I referred to as like asshole director types were actually really nice people in social like contexts, in just kind of regular everyday situations. It was just like their behavior on set was very everyone needs to respect me and people need to earn my respect, that kind of a thing.
But like I said, this thinking kind of got itself ingrained into me as well. This brings us to the second way in which this mentality can be bad for film sets, which is you, as a director, feel like I'm not this heavenly super person that directors should be. I'm not better than everyone else on this set. They're going to find out. I'm not qualified. I spent a lot of time at university and in the little bit of time afterwards feeling like I need to be the best person on set if I'm going to be the director, and I'm not the best person on set, therefore I'm a bad director that no one in their right mind would listen to, so I have to trick everyone into thinking that I'm good at what I'm doing. Imposter syndrome. Me? Never. Still, to this day? What are you talking about? Yes, it is going to take me a while to unpick imposter syndrome, but shifting this mentality from I am in charge and I am the all-knowing, all-powerful boss to I am collaborating with these people who may all be much more qualified than I am, that is a big mindset shift, and my God, does it help. I will not know as much about sound as the sound guy. I will not know as much about lighting as the gaffer. I will not know as much about camera settings as the director of photography, which is freaking good. If I know more about how to use a camera than my director of photography, what the hell is my director of photography even doing there? A little proviso on this is it does help to know at least a little bit about every single department. I've DOP'd some of my own short films and none of them have looked as good as the ones done by Mitch or Clem or any of the people that I've collaborated with. But the fact that I have some of that knowledge means that I know what to ask about and what to look for and how to talk to my director of photography. Similarly, I think I might make a whole video about this sometime. I have done quite a bit of acting. I don't think I'm a good actor, but it helps to know a little bit about the process of acting so that I can give the required space and the required direction to the people who I'm working with. Any film that you're working on will, to some degree, be a process of discovery. It is not just an exercise in getting this perfect vision out from your brain onto the screen. You will make a lot of discoveries over the process of making a film, and those discoveries will largely not come from you. A lot of my favorite shots in all of the films that I've made were not my idea. They just kind of developed on the day. Normally, because someone else was like, here's a cool thing we can do.
One of my favorite things that developed on the day whilst shooting was this shot from Better Than You. This was not my idea. It perfectly fits the tone of the piece, perfectly fits the themes, but like, I didn't come up with it. That was my director of photography. And if I'd been like, no, all the ideas need to come from my brain, the shot wouldn't have been in the final film. Like, that would have been a loss. That would have been stupid.
So how exactly does one find collaborators? I wish I had a solid answer for this. If you can find a way to introduce yourself to a community of people who want to do the same kinds of things that you do, then you will find people that you can collaborate with. And if you ask someone to collaborate with this mindset of, I am not going to be this kind of boss who knows everything, I'm just a creative like you, with some ideas like you, who can't manage everything by themselves like you. Do you want to collaborate? If you go into any interaction when looking for someone to collaborate with that mindset, they're probably going to be a lot more willing to actually collaborate with you. Similarly, you have so much less reason to be nervous if you take the pressure off yourself to be perfect. And if you think that people will only ever want to work with you if you know exactly what you're doing. Like, take a breather. You don't have to be perfect. No one else is going to be perfect. Last piece of advice, don't let ego get in the way of taking really small roles on really small projects. I have been a stills photographer for a no-budget project. I've been a sound recordist. I've been a runner. I have done so many things. And through these projects, I have learned things and I have met people that I can collaborate with on my own projects in the future. And I provided some value to people just trying to make their own films, which is worthwhile in itself. And don't worry if socializing isn't a big thing for you. I am not a very sociable person. I am something of an introvert. I know I'm loud and I flail in these videos, but that's not who I am when I'm talking to people in the outside real world. I am quiet and shy, and sometimes I will crack a good joke and have a stupid laugh, but most of the time I'm going to fade into the background. So don't be scared of collaborating just because you're an introvert. It will still be valuable to you, and it helps to have a bunch of extroverts on side to promote your project when it's finished. Because if you're like me, you're not great at shouting to the rooftops, hey, I made this film that I'm really proud of. Everyone go watch it. Also, it's nice to have friends. Just gonna shout that out as well. Friendship good. Listen to me, I'm like a kid's TV show. If you want to watch more videos of me talking about filmmaking and lessons that I've learnt, there will be a playlist somewhere on screen. I do have a Patreon. It's kind of undergoing restructuring at the moment, so I will leave a link to that if you want to support me there. I have short films so you can see that I know kind of what I'm talking about when it comes to filmmaking. If you enjoyed this video and me in my desperate need for a haircut, feel free to like and subscribe. I can't guarantee I won't get a haircut before the next video, but you know, your odds are pretty good.